Roth Show. Today I want to talk about a subject that is really poignant, it's pertinent on everybody's mind. It's something that we wake up with. It's something that we go to bed with. It's something that we deal with. If we have families, especially children, house pets, that's right, I'm talking about spit. Yeah, I'm about to complain. Not about your spit. And please don't spit. There is a time and a place for spit. I am not spit free. I am a professional spitter, having spent so many times on high, tall buildings. You know what you use is ginger ale. That gets you the longest thing, where you make the long fishing line of spit. This is professional spitting time. And you let it go and go. I can get you 4 floors with a bottle of Canada Dry. That's the trick, the spitter's trick. Spitting as a 12-year-old boy from the Midwest was an art form. Target spitting, distance spitting, time elapsed before the spit actually snaps and drops into the parking lot 20 floors below spitting. It was a rite of passage. It's Huck Finn stuff. It's something that you even teach your girlfriend. It's in movies where I think in the Titanic, DiCaprio teaches the gal, have you ever spit? And she, of course, can't spit at all, like this, Victorian spitting. And he teaches her how to spit. Spitting is glorious. I am not anti-spit whatsoever. In fact, I'm going to illustrate. Tom, you were at the Electric Daisy Carnival in Las Vegas. We were standing in front waiting for the helicopter to arrive. And a young lady comes walking by. She's got my haircut, or I have her haircut, and we're interviewing people just scattered. Great looking gal. So I danced up to her and I said, oh my God, I think I just borrowed your haircut. We interviewed her for 14 seconds and she got called away. Okay. I knew her for 14 seconds. And I knew right away in my mind, unconsciously, subconsciously, and right up front in the medulla oblongata, that if she came up to me and asked me in that adorable accent, she said, David Lee, I want to French kiss you, and I'm going to warn you in advance, there's going to be some spit involved. I would not have thought for a fucking second. Neither would you. In fact, God willing, and the creek don't rise, it would have been nothing but spit all weekend long, and don't knock on that hotel door until Monday night. My point, I am not spit free. I am not anti-spit. But please, do not hand me the joint ever again. In fact, this is a shout out for people who make cigarette papers for a living. We got to start thinking in terms of, please, I'm not Hiawatha. We're not Comanches. That's not a peace pipe. We've come a little bit of a long way since the Tuaregs wandering Bedouin style across the ancient burning sands, and now we sit and share with my brother, my Feladin, and we have come a long ways. We've learned about pathogenics. We've learned that if you share the spit, you're probably going to catch a cold 7 times a year, and one time it'll be pneumonia requiring antibiotics or some vegetarian holistic solution, which is, you remember what happened to your guts the last time. That's right, you missed the festival, okay? So let's talk. I remember seeing Led Zeppelin when Kashmir actually came out. Yeah, that year. And yeah, I'm that old. And I'm sitting 15th row, 5 in, and here comes the joint. And we got to come up with a new name for the roach. The roach is negative. It's hostile. Roaches are not a positive thing. If you find roaches in your apartment, it's a negative. Again, if you find rats, well, the boat that holds the most rice has the biggest rodents. But that being the case, here comes the fat roach. It's the size of a thumb joint, right? And it's coated in spit. And I don't mean world peace spit sucks, and I don't mean gay spit is awful, and African American spit is amazing, and Spanish speaking spit, orale, okay? But at this point in time, I don't want to catch any more colds. I don't want to get the runs inexplicably. I don't want to seek holistic care because suddenly I have a rash or a fucking herpes sore the size of a potato chip. And don't think people haven't sued each other over that shit. Fellas passing around a vaping pen now, and that's a completely non-absorbent surface. That's 100% spit. That's even better. That way, nothing is lost when it's passed from person to person to person. Swimming pools and jacuzzis are difficult enough, okay? Because you gotta think of it in terms of, I don't care how much chlorine or salts or acids that you put into that water. It's the same as getting a bucket of water, sitting in the bucket, then passing the bucket to the person next to you. They sit in the bucket, then they stand up, they pass. I don't care if these are Quakers, Amish, and rabbis, okay? And then the rabbi sits in the bucket. His kosher little bottom sits there, marinates for a little while longer. I'm talking about a temperate climate, not even something inclement. He stands up, pulls trowel up, hands you the water and says gargle. Don't go away from the lens. I'm making a point. If Miss July hops out of the centerfold from Playboy magazine, wiping her hands on her little bottom, and I'm just making a guess that it's a little bottom, and she's wiping her hands on her jeans when she walks out of the ladies' room at the Roxbury wherever, and she reaches for the joint, believe me, the testosteronated animal inside of me is probably unconsciously, instantly prepared to live with that. But if the drum tech comes out of the men's room wiping his hands on his ass and reaches for the joint, he's getting what in Japanese is referred to outer reaping hip throw.